All right, happy Easter, everyone. And as I continue on my series of, we'll call them test podcasts, maybe you'll see them kind of a little adjusted. But here we are in Crime City Studios. And I've been showing comic books. And I'm going to show one more comic book, and then I'm going to show some other stuff that I've been interested in lately. You know, it's not all superheroes now. I mean, it was. There's no doubt that I have 40 years of superhero books in boxes, but now I'm looking back a little bit. I'm looking into uh, Platinum Age and Pulps, and another cast. I want to talk about the different ages of comic books because it's actually fascinating. But Platinum is pre-Golden, and I also got some Pulp books. So I'm going to just show you a couple that I think are a little interesting today. This I got from a friend of mine, um, and this is probably one of his oldest books. It's a Famous Funnies, number 27, and you know this goes up several hundred, but this one's old. This is from 1936. It has off-white pages. It is amazingly preserved. Now, you know, you don't get a lot of ads to get BB guns anymore. So, you know, it's definitely part of history. 10 center, and this is a crime book, you know, war on crime. So even though it says funnies, you know, we called comics funnies, but you know, not that funny. In Famous Funnies, we had Buck Rogers. You know, we had a lot of crime characters. Authentic stories of the G-men in this issue. I'm gonna have to get some more so I can actually read it because I'm not cracking this one. So I don't think you would either. All right, now this one I posted up, and this is pretty cool. I actually have two more of these now. This is Buck Rogers, and this is not necessarily the first appearance of Buck Rogers in a comic, although this one's billed as the first Buck Rogers radio premium. This was given away with Kellogg products, and look at this thing. This is beautiful. This is 1933 Dick Calkins art. Who, you know, it's so simplistic. You're not even seeing the character yet, and I think a lot of that has to do with the radio show was going on at this time. But this is a beautiful book. I was very happy to get this. This was a heritage find, and it was for charity. But yeah, now so I ended up buying a one or two more of these just because you know, I just think it's really cool. And man, I okay, for those of you in the 80s, Gil Gerard and Aaron Gray playing Buck Rogers and Wilma Deering. I still get chills just listening to the theme music for that. So, all right, moving on. There's some other you know, of these smaller, we call them pulp books. Not in any order, but there've just been some pickups, so I just wanted to see what you think. But if you guys remember years ago, we had the Steven Spielberg Amazing Stories, and you ever wondered, you know, kind of, you know, where they got that from? Here you go. This is a pulp. This is Amazing Stories. I'm not even sure what year, but probably 40s, 50s. It's, you know, these are tough to get in great condition. Definitely something ate the spine there, but yeah, look. Pretty cool. Now I have more of these. Another cool pulp here. This one is in actually pretty nice condition. Look at that spine. You know, about a 3.0. It was great. Got a little chips. I mean, these books are wow. You know, 70. You know, almost 90 years old in some cases. Here we have Thrilling Wonder Stories. This one's 1952. Probably a 4.0. Nice spine. You know, that's great. And here we got Startling Stories. They're all stories, you know. And this one's another nice, you know, nice condition book. Back to Amazing Stories. It's kind of that creepy, almost Twilight Zone appearance to it. All heroes are hated. You know, Earth was called the Mad Dog of the Universe. 1950. 1950. Now we're getting some maybe a little more classic looking covers here. Startling Stories. A little bit, yeah, it's taken some wear over the years. 1951, May 1951. So this is a 73-year-old book. The Seed from Space, and that's look. I mean, that's the classic look that you're going to see of how women were drawn in this era. Another Startling Stories book here. You know, it's pretty typical for these to be space. This is 1952. Also fairly nicely preserved. A little bit of spine wear there. Amazing Stories. This is from 1953. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but he's got like a Frankenstein look to him and a chain on the collar. Now these are kind of classic. The Wonder Stories. And yeah, again, don't forget I'm on a green screen, so the yellow is going to look a little funny. It's 1949. You know, probably a 4.0. It's a Ray Bradbury story in it. Arthur Clarke, you know, the 2001 Space Odyssey. You know, there is some, you know, a lot of these are text too. You know, there's pictures, but a lot of words. I got a couple more to show, and then a couple bigger editions. Another Wonder Stories here. It's a 3.0. This is from 1940. Okay, so 60 plus 23, 83-year-old book. You know, I'm honored to have these. And another Amazing Stories, The Green Man, 1946. And they went to a little higher book, but size book in the 30s. So 1931. This is 92-year-old book. Look at that classic space book here. This was expensive. This was 25 cents. You know, that's not chump change compared to remember the books were 12. The comics were 12 cents later on. And here is a great black cover. This thing is in great condition. This is 1931. There is I think the notes say there's a little bit of tape preservation. I don't care. There's nothing wrong with preserving something. A little chip on it, but space. You know, another space rocket, and you know, this is all imagination. The Stone from the Green Star by Jack Williamson. Very cool stuff. All right, so you know this is to me exciting. You know, kind of a new. These are all, you know, platinum age books, and something that I haven't done before. And it definitely takes some looking. So any questions, interest, comments, like, share, whatever we're supposed to say during the podcast. But thank you for paying attention, tuning in.